I thought I would start a section on my channel where we read sort of like scary stories, and I'm going to read them in Maddie style and just sort of discuss them at the end. So yeah, let's get on to it. She lay still in the darkness, not daring to make a single sound. For hours she had lay awake, her pitch black room, shivering with terror.
Can't speak.
She held herself tightly as to not ruffle the sheets, which she gripped with vice-like strength. She chewed on her tongue as to ensure that her teeth not chatter, ignoring the taste of her warm, salty blood. Is blood salty? I thought it was metallic. She dared not make the softest whisper for fear of unsettling the beast, which sat in the corner of her chamber. She awoke hours ago to a faint breeze which tingled down her spine, rattling her core, and suddenly was shook by a hot burst of air rushing against her skin. The shock of the chill and sudden burn startled her as she woke to sight of bright yellow-green eyes that watched over her that night. For hours now she had gripped her sheets. Depressed on her tongue has been sweating drops of terror from her skin. She felt the heavy yellow glow press down upon her like a megaton, perversely watching her cower under the soft quilt. She began to grow tired, and her eyelids dropped, and she was finally at rest for the first time in hours. When she opened her eyes again, the yellow light blinded her, and without a sound, her demonic intruder was face to face with her. In this moment she shrieked out a criminal scream and sheer terror which the creature bathed in with great pleasure, as it seemed to feed on her fear. The next morning she awoke, perfectly fine, as if nothing had occurred that night. She assured herself it was simply a nightmare. As she stood up, she realised that the window was open. In that moment, she felt the cold breeze that awoke her last night. That's when she saw the claw marks which scratched her window frame and ran up and down the brick of the side of her house. She took a deep breath and prepared to let out a scream, like the scream she had unleashed that night, but to her horror, she was incapable of uttering a single sound. The creature had devoured her voice. I love that one. That one was awesome. Oh, I love that one. One thing I will have to say though is, I don't know. I do like that one. I do think that one was pretty cool. I wake up suddenly in the middle of the night. At first, I'm not sure why, but then that uncomfortable awareness of being watched washes over me. The hairs on the back of my neck prickle, sending an icy shiver. That wasn't cool. I roll over and see something that pulls my entire body rigid. My heart pounds fiercely in my chest, and I desperately wish it stopped beating so loudly. A strangled scream tries to slit my throat, but I'm so paralysed with fear that only the smallest cry escapes. Standing in my open doorway is a figure so tall it has to crouch to fit through the frame. Is it Edmund Kemper? I think I followed this. I think I solved it, guys. I think I know who did it. I think I know who this mysterious guy is. His name's Edmund Kemper. Serial killer, scary. He was like 6'11". That's tall. That's like...
Because that's so clear.
Anyway, it's pretty tall. Anyway, back to this thing. Its silhouette looks of a tall, gaunt man, but I know deep down it's not human. I want to scream out to my parents, but my voice doesn't seem to work. The dark figure in my doorway takes a step forward into the shaft of light from the open window in my room. As my eyes widen in terror, the creature is covered in what looks like rotting, scabbed flesh. Its fingers have long claws, sharper than knives. Its mouth is just a gaping hole in its scabbing face, and where its eyes should be are nothing but empty, rotting sockets. But there is no doubt in my mind, it stared directly at me. I snap my eyes shut as tightly as possible, pleading with myself to wake up from this nightmare. When I finally open my eyes, I see nothing but the door. I feel my blood pumping through my veins. My heart is beating so fast I can hardly hear much else. I start to feel relief. And then I hear it. A scratching on the side of my bed. The sound reminds me of fingernails running down a chalkboard. Prickling fear rises my body. Too afraid to move, I shift my eyes towards the sound. I see it, crouched by the side of my bed, clawing at the wooden bed frame. It's so close I can see the maggots squirming inside its eye sockets. It slowly starts to rise, towering over me, reaching its fingers for me. I feel a spasm of fear and find my voice as I scream hysterically for my parents. They come rushing to my room and flip the light on. The creature is gone. I tell them the creature was real. It wasn't a dream. They check everywhere. There's nothing in my room. They tell me it was a nightmare, and I start to breathe again. Nothing. There's nothing in my room. My parents still let me sleep with them for the rest of the night. The next morning, I wake up feeling embarrassed over my nightmare. I promised to sleep back in my room and to not worry my parents again. That night, my parents had had out. Leaving me home alone, I crawl into bed, and before I switch my lamp off, I decide to check under my bed. Relieved, I see nothing. As I start to climb back into bed, I see something that makes my heart skip a beat. Along the side, running range of the bed frame, are clawed scratch marks, etched into the splintered wood. That one was... oh wow. I love the way that one's written, honestly. These people have talent. Oh, I want to keep this. I want to keep this as like a genuine part of my thing. So yeah. Alright guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Stop! I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's definitely a new type of video, and I do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Bye!